Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Lone Cerberus and welcome back to the Resident Evil Outbreak walkthroughs. Now, as before, I'm going to be playing on Infinity and Easy so that I can walk you through the scenario. In this case, it's going to be decisions, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, there are two routes available in this, so I'm going to be doing one on each, and the two routes are the poison route and the base route. The first one I'm going to do is the poison route. There is also multiple endings for each of these.
Too much growth weakens an organization.
Multiple endings for each of this scenario, and it's actually the last scenario in the game.
Mass production?
Each of the endings I will record separately, but I will show you how to get them, and it's pretty easy actually to get each of the separate endings.
One masterpiece is enough.
That is, I'm still convinced this scientist we've just seen was meant to be Nathaniel Bard in Resident Evil 3 Remake.
This place too. What?
Dear George, I have vital information about the current city crisis which only you will understand. I'm waiting at the university. Please contact me as soon as possible. Peter Jenkins.
This is Raccoon University. Why there?
A few hours later. You'll notice that there are four of us in that cutscene. George will disappear almost straight away. In fact, you just heard him go through that door there, the one that's just about to close. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go into this door in the middle of this wall here. The Student Affairs Office. Now, depending on the difficulty you play in on, will depend on the amount of zombies in here. As I'm playing on easy, there's usually only one, sometimes two. Take the zombie out. That will give you that document there will give you some information. If you don't have a gun and you're playing on easy or normal, in this drawer here there is a handgun. Around here you'll find a book with a bookmark. That gives you the first clue as to the first section of this level, which is to find a blue jewel and a red jewel. I wonder where we've seen that in the franchise before. Carry on through to the general manager's room. Immediately turn right and raise the picture and push the button. There's a memo on the desk here. This, if you're not sure what you're looking for, this can look pretty difficult. But essentially, it's to do with the time on the clock face. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be slightly mean here, but I am going to say the first two numbers that you need to look at are the 9s and the 0s. That's it. That's all the clue that you're getting from me. Hopefully you can work it out.
Did you find anything?
Cuckoo will go off and you'll get the red gem. Okay. If you're playing as anyone other than Yoko, you need to go straight back out into the reception area. Well, you need to go straight back out into the reception area anyway. But if you're playing as anyone other than Yoko, you need to find the moose head first. Which is, if you turn right and come over here, you'll find the moose head. Okay, red eye goes in there. If you're playing on normal difficulty, the next thing you need to do is go through this door here. And on this statue you will find a pair of glasses. Grab them. If you're playing on hard, go through the next door. You'll find another statue and the glasses will be on there. Sometimes they are reversed. So just check both statues. Pick up a pair of brass glasses. If you're playing on easy, you will find the glasses upstairs. Regardless of where you get the glasses from, head upstairs. Follow the door round. Follow the floor round to this door here. Again, depending on the difficulty, will depend on how many zombies you find in here. These dressers, or these cabinets, are pushable, and sometimes there are things under them, sometimes there are not. Again, depending on the difficulty. Ignore the room that David's gone in for now, and go into this door on the left. In the drawing room, you will find several things, but the main thing that we're looking for in here are the brass spectacles. There are herbs, there's sometimes an antivirus, and there's sometimes a weapon there as well. Why David hasn't grabbed it, I don't know, but Yoko has. Go through into the president's room. Underneath the table / sofa there is a handgun magazine that will fit into the 9mm that Yoko has. Whether you get it or not, come across to the fireplace and pull the blue cord. There's an RNG thing that happens, and that is this cupboard door will sometimes open with a zombie inside. It is completely RNG based, however. Once you've pulled the cord, go across back through the drawing room, out the door, and to the room opposite. Now, a couple of things to be aware of. If you are playing as Cindy, you do not need to go to the president's room. You can actually just play the piano here. Cindy can play the piano. And it will do the same thing and lower the arm, giving you the blue jewel. If you're playing as Yoko, you can come straight up here after having picked up the red gem, because you can also grab the brass spectacles and the blue jewel, because Yoko has the extra space. Once you grab the blue gem, go back to the second floor passage, turn right and come into this corner here. This is where you're going to use the brass spectacles. It will reveal a hidden door. Go through the hidden door. In testing passage A, you'll find two useful things. One will be a weapon. In this case, it's a grenade launcher. And down on the second floor, you'll find some wires dangling and a switch. This is for the later fight with the tyrant. You need to shock him to get the third ingredient for the Daylight antivirus, which is now canonical thanks to Resident Evil 9. Go through the hidden door here. Turn immediate left. There is a document here that you must pick up. 927. Remember that number, because it's the code to an elevator. Go through this door. It's a one-way door, so you can't come back. So go through it, turn immediately right, and head back to the Moose. Place the blue gem in the Moose's head. The door behind will open up. Do an immediate about face and go into the study room. Head down the stairs. There's a few things down here. But before you can do anything else, head towards the body. And this kind of makes me laugh a little bit, considering Kevin is a policeman officer. Kevin is a policeman officer and he reacts like that to a dead body. Mind you, George also acts like that and he's a doctor. Anyway, in this room you will find a couple of things. Recovery medicine. You will find in this corner Peter's photo, that's a special item. You'll find a memo that you need. This basically tells you how to create the Daylight virus, and the last number for the elevator. So that is always 4. It is always 4, but you have to pick up both parts of the memo before you can activate the elevator. Essentially, so partly that you see that body and partly so you open up the hidden room. Head out the study room and head into the room with the elevator control switch.
Idiot.
Run straight forward and type in the code 4927. In this room you'll find a few things. Find an iron pipe in there. If you're playing as Alyssa, you're in one of these cupboards is locked with a simple lock, and inside will be a weapon depending on the difficulty you're playing as. Head into the elevator, and because we are taking the poison route first, we're going down to B4F. That's the secret lab that you saw at the start of the cutscene. Some blue herbs there. I suggest you grab one. You don't have to, but I suggest you grab one. I believe there's also a map here. Yep. You need all the maps if you want 100% completion. Once you've done that, go through the door into the access waterway. Inside here are spiders. Okay, I actually had to wait for this point to explain this bit. You will see behind me that David is following me. That means Yoko has gone off to get the second of the ingredients that we need for Daylight. Whichever route you take, one of the NPCs, in this case Yoko, will go off and get the other ingredients. So we're going to get the poison, Yoko will go and get the base. In the next run through, I will be going to get the base, so one of the NPCs will be coming this way to get the poison. So drop down here, and you've got the spiders. Feel free to take that one out, you don't have to. The next one, however, I recommend you take out. That has a habit of poisoning everyone. Unless, of course, you've got an NPC. Turn right, come up onto this trolley mine. There's a couple of different things on here. First of all, there's an assault rifle. Grab the assault rifle. Do not use it on anything other than the wasps, which will be later. You'll also find a special item, gold statue 2 there. The gold statues are statues of the university's presidents through the years. Follow the tracks down the tunnel to the old subway tunnel. Now, I am playing on Infinite, but so I don't need to do this, but if you're not playing on Infinite, climb up into the train for 2 reasons. One, it avoids the wasps. The wasps are worse than the zombies. And secondly, there's some extra ammo in here. So, David's just grabbed the assault rifle. We're going to head through into the north car. Normally I say and it is true if you're not playing infinite ammo or infinite, do not let the NPCs have anything more powerful than a pistol, because they tend to waste the ammo. Head out of the train to the old subway tunnel again, and head through to the door on the opposite wall. Just seen why we go through the train, because it avoids the wasps. In this tunnel here, feel free to go into that door. There's not much. There is glass. There's a glass partition down there with zombies banging on it, and they will escape at some point. They've just escaped, just as I said that. Take them out. I'm only taking them out because I've got the grenade launcher. Right, head to this section here. If you're playing as Alyssa, you can actually unlock this door. If you're playing with Infinite, you can blow the door off its hinges using whichever weapon you've got. If not, crawl through this tunnel hatch here, and you'll be inside the air exhaust tunnel inside wall. If you're playing on anything other than easy, there are wasps here. They work same as crows in the other levels. Make sure you kill them before you start your progress along the ledge. Otherwise, they will knock you off and they will kill you. Once you're across to the other side, you've only got one place to go, which is through this hatch here. Don't worry about the zombie that turbos. As long as you're crawling out of the hatch, it will not get you as soon as you stand up. However, it will. Take the zombie out. Head to this locker. Push it out the way. The door behind me. The door that you can see behind me is again locked with a simple lock. If you're playing as Alyssa, you can unlock it. If you've got infinite ammo, you can blow it off its doors. But honestly, it's easier just to push the locker out the way and crawl through. Now, there's a switchboard puzzle here. I don't like it because it's not the easiest. That is actually the easier of the 2 settings. There's 2 settings to that. And that is the easier of the 2.
Find anything?
Once you turn the power back on, head out the door, across the room and out the door. Just like so. Excuse me. Turn right, follow the passageway and turn left. If you need more ammo for your assault rifle, go in here. There's a couple of spare magazines. You can only get one if you're playing as Alyssa, because one is locked behind a locked door. Head to the end of this passage and climb up. Once you're at the top, turn round, turn right and head down the passage. At the end of the passageway there is a weapon, and again, depending on the difficulty, will depend on what it is. When you're ready, head through this door. You now have to play a game of dodge the wasps. So make sure you're zigzagging. Head to the door here, this lift. Go through, turn left, push the switch. Don't worry if the NPC's not with you, they will miraculously appear. Stand in this corner, face up. Make sure you count your bullets. There we go. Keep standing in this corner, keep facing up. Of course, if you've got somebody like David with you who is a mysteriously good marksman, don't have to worry too much. But as the wasps come down, shoot them. If you're playing on very hard, this is just a constant stream of wasps. Okay. Head to the elevator door, go out, and once you get to the end of the catwalk, turn left. As long as you don't get stuck on the railings. And what you're looking for is that capsule there. Grab it, turn round, head back out. Past the catwalk, round the corner and up the stairs. Up on this top floor there are a couple of herbs if you need them. If you don't, regardless if you do or don't, head out of this door. There's an antidote, first aid spray, spare magazine for your assault rifle, and in the very corner over here there's some overworn boots if you're looking for the special items. When you're ready, head out this door and you'll get a cutscene.
Target is closing in! Alright, come on.
The thing's too huge. These 9mm are useless.
Almost got him. Hold on.
Calm down. You must give me your blood.
Hey, something's wrong. So, let's regain our distance then.
What the?
Impressive. I won't underestimate it next time. It must be going to the man. Might as well set it up. Just in case.
Right, you will come out of this door. On the back court here, you'll find plenty of things. You do not need to grab them, because we will be coming back here. There is a key card on one of the bodies that if you really want to, you can grab, but you don't need it. Head through the door immediately on your right and head onto the pier. If you're not at full health, grab the herbs. Make sure you are in at least yellow caution before you head down here, because we're going to be running past some sharks. Now, how the hell nobody noticed sharks in Raccoon City is a mystery in itself, but they didn't. Once you are on this pier, pay close attention to where the shark is. There is one inside, there is one outside. Do not get knocked off, or if you're David, shoot it in the face. Do not stop running. Even if the NPC character lags behind, do not stop running. Go through this door. Once you are through this door, immediately run forward, and the NPC that was following you should, in theory, come through the door. You'll notice that Yoko has the P base, which is the second of the ingredients. There's George. If you talk to George, he's hurt himself or he's been hurt, he will give you some healing items. Come round the corner to the left. Now, this next bit, what you do next is entirely up to you. If you want to go to the third floor and drop off the capsules first, you can. If you want to go to the first floor and take on the tyrant, you can. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to take on the tyrant first. Now, whatever you do, do not shoot the tyrant. It's invulnerable to bullets. Won't stop the others from shooting them, but do not shoot them yourself. If you have Yoko with you, the tyrant tends to favour Yoko mostly. That doesn't mean to say he focuses on Yoko, but he mostly goes after Yoko first. Head through the door opposite. Carry on running forward and through the door. Depending on the difficulty will depend on whether you get dogs jumping through the windows or not. Go round the corner. Round the corner again. When the music changes to that, means the tyrant is in the same room as you. Go through the door. Round the corner. Stand by this switch. If you need to, spam the right analog stick down. You have to get the timing right on this. David's doing his best to slow it down. All they're doing is just stunning it at this point. You know what, I'm taking that. That's what you need to do. You need to shock the tyrant, not let David spam ammunition into it. Grab the T-blood, exit out the one-way door back into the entrance hall. Do not hang around. The tyrant will get back up. Head back to the elevator. And you can head up to the 3rd floor. So back to the elevator. And up to the 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor you're going to find a lot of useful stuff. Head through into the experiment preparation room. You'll find in here, in this corner, you'll find an umbrella. You'll find documentation, antivirus. You'll find herbs. I think there's usually something. There's nothing in there. More antivirus and recovery medicine. When you've picked up whatever you want, head through the next door into the experiment room. A couple of special items here if you haven't reached the limit. In this cupboard over here, open it up. Gold statue 4.
Listen.
Along the sink there's some bed restraints.
Why now?
When you're ready, head over to this machine here. Place in the blood, the poison, and then
May I have it?
Have a look. This is it.
ask for the base.
Did you find it? Did you find anything?
At this point, a cutscene will play. 2, if not everybody's there. But the whirly giggy thing switches off. Actually, all the power goes off. And head through this door. If you try heading through this door before this point, it's electronically locked. In this room, you will find some interesting things. You'll find hunters. You will meet them in the next game, that particular type. That is the UBCS member that you saw the tyrant take out. You'll find various weapons on the ground, depending on what you want, and various heals as well. When you're ready, head through the plastic curtain. And you'll be greeted with a cutscene.
My apologies for this place being so hectic. I have been monitoring your progress from here. I am grateful for your assistance. Daylight is it. The only resource against the T-virus. I cannot give it over to Umbrella. They're the ones responsible for the catastrophe which has befallen the city. In retrospect, that entire T project was a total disaster. Brute force should not be the only criterion for a weapon. It must also be beautiful, unique, and godlike. You will also assist me. You're going to play with my ultimate creation. Yoko, it's been 2 years. Oh, but you might not know that. After all, what happened was so terrible. I think you'd want to erase it from your memory.
Farewell. Almost time.
Yeah, I had a very, very brief thought just now that the guy we just saw could have been one of the scientists from Resident Evil 9, but then, of course, he can't be because he's dead. Right, once the cutscene's finished, go behind the desk, activate the incubator, come across to the other side of the desk, release all the locks. Head back to the incubator. So back through the plastic curtain. And back through the door. At this point, you have a choice to make. And this is where the decision on which ending you get will matter. So in this case, I'm going to go for the best ending for Kevin, and to do that you must use daylight on yourself. You must kill the tyrant with daylight, and you must escape with daylight. You need at least 2 vials of daylight in your inventory to get the best ending. I personally also give the NPCs a dose of daylight each as well, but you do not have to do that.
Oh my god.
The reagent will spit out a daylight sample every 30 seconds. And you normally find with David, he never follows you back, so you have to take one to him. One for Yoko. One for David.
What are you doing?
One for Thanatos.
Oh my god.
And one to escape with. Right. Once you're done, head back to... Head back to the room where you unlocked the door and turned on the incubator. Head left. You'll find an electronic door. Head outside the door. Out the door. head along the right of the passage. Head down the ladder. Turn around. Unlock the door. And head out. Okay, Tyrant's actually in here. He will follow you up to a point. Head through to the drawing room, head out of the drawing room and turn immediate left. So out of the drawing room. Turn immediate left. And back into testing passage A. If you do not have the glasses, they are disappearing very hard, but it's a little bit difficult to get hold of them. If you do not have the glasses and you haven't opened up this secret passageway, you will need to head through the lobby, through the reception area. It can be done, it just takes a lot longer. Go out of the secret door, turn right, and follow the passage all the way to the end. Ignore the one-way door on the left. So ignore that door, head all the way to the end, and go out the double doors. Make sure you run forward to let the other people escape. This is where you can now go around and pick up anything that you didn't grab the first time. We don't need that gate key. Ignore the sewer entrance. Don't need to go down it. There are some orders on bodies. Again, you don't need to pick them up. If you need to heal yourself, there's some herbs over here. Usually red and green. Once you've done that, literally all you're doing now is just waiting for the timer to count down all the way. So I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there should be a couple more. There is a limit to how many special items you can pick up, and that is 8. So should be... a bit silly. Got all the maps. So literally now just waiting for the timer to count down. What's the matter, Yoko? And Nikolai does his favourite thing and blows up the university. At this point, you'll have to head to the back gate. It doesn't matter where you ended up at the end of the countdown timer. You will always start off in the middle of the back square. Make sure you zigzag your way to this gate here and head through it. If you don't zigzag, there's a good possibility that the wasps will poison you. Whilst we're here, I'm going to give David his dose of daylight. Now you can either head over the truck or you can head up the ladder that Yoko is heading up. Regardless of which route you take, make sure you are armed and ready to go. Because once you pass a certain point, a cutscene will kick in. And you have to face off against Thanatos the Tyrant. Now there is a rocket launcher here in this section. I'll show you how to get it, but you don't have to use it. It's just a one-shot kill if you do. You're also hampered by the fact that Thanatos is constantly either attacking you or one of the NPCs. And you also have auto-aim to worry about. The rocket launcher is in that corner there. You only get one shot, so make sure it's a good one. You can take Thanatos down without rocket launcher. It's just easier if you use it. Once you've taken him out, cutscene will play, and along the canal you go. Skip the cutscene. And of course, this being a tyrant, you have to take her on twice. Much more aggressive this time. Now again, you can take him out with normal weapons, but it takes a lot of killing. Or, if you have the vial, I do know what Kevin's carrying it. I've got infinite ammo. Grab the ampoule shooter that's on this tank thing and reload it with the daylight virus. Oh, okay. Yoko did it for us. Fine. Well, once the tyrant's taken out, regardless of whichever method you use, you get in the helicopter and you'll fly out of Raccoon City. This is the good ending.
Don't need this anymore. Well, what should I do with the rest of my life?
Buy a motorbike and head to Florida.
I'll think about it after I take a nap.
So that's the good cutscene ending. Good ending. There is an average ending for Kevin, and then there is a bad ending. It was 2 bad endings for Kevin, actually. And that is the end of the poison route for decisions. This is the ending cutscene and also the beginning of RE9. How do I know it's the beginning of RE9?
You only have 15 minutes left to get out of there. Roger.
Here are today's results. It's been 6 months, but the number's still the same. There's no way people could sustain life there.
Not humans, no.
Sir, there's a call for you from the head office.
Put it through.
We'll start at noon, as scheduled. Is everything ready?
Yes, we'll be dropping 2 for each, beginning with sample T4. The rest will follow at 15-minute intervals.
So there we go. That was the poison route. Hope that helped. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. Hope it helped, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.